Hello YouTube, today will be the premiere of my Ironman series. I'm not sure whether I'll be playing my Ironman from now on, as I'm really terrible at multitasking multiple accounts at once, but with the recent update where you got free membership on Ironman accounts for 2 weeks, I decided to give it a shot. Unfortunately, for some reason, I couldn't really record long clips, as they got corrupted on my computer. So instead I'm going to show you my stats and explain to you what I've done to achieve them. Alright, so right now I'm a little over 1000 total level, and this is only my first week I've tried Ironman Challenge. Now originally I created this account way back in 2014, like when Ironman was barely out. I think I remember experimenting this out, like I'm pretty sure I got fish back then, and all I had was like 20 mil and a dragon pickaxe, and so I thought I wanted to start a fresh Ironman account. But then I accidentally created a hardcore one, because I thought to myself, well, should I really try this challenge? I mean, how was I supposed to make money to maintain for bonds? I remember at that time on my main account, I could barely keep up with bonds. I think I had like 1,500 total or something, let alone an Ironman can do it. But anyways, fast forwarding to today, I logged into my account and I got 2 weeks free membership. But it was not a good feeling when I needed 100k GP to convert it to a regular Ironman, or else I'd lose the membership if I die. Like there's simply no way I'm gonna go through ages without a death. And even on my main account, I still die a lot, just by doing reckless combat. In fact, I almost died on this count, literally barely surviving with 70 HP left. Like I think I was on my way to Catherby and then I was piled by a bunch of wolves. But yeah, making that 100k was really hard, honestly, because I can't think of a single money-making method for low-level players to make from scratch, let alone Ironman players, when you can't sell stuff to GE, of course. I actually mined a shooting star. Damn, it takes a while to get level 10. So I went to the Dwarven Mines to do that. Good old days in free-to-play, back when mining was like the best moneymaker. But yeah, I used the friend chat to find a star after that. So halfway through, I tried a couple ways to get 100k. I thought fletching on strung bows would be the best, but it's actually quite terrible. Then I tried doing a few really easy diary tasks, but Explorer Jack wouldn't really give you enough coins. Also tried cowhide crafting, but damn, the leather only sells for 1 GP in the store. My friend told me about that and it was like, oh, it sells for 300 GP, but it looks like they probably nerfed it or something. So anyways, after reset time, I mined another star, but I mistakenly handed in my Stardust when I didn't get 200, which meant I was like 12k short. And yeah, getting that 12k felt as slow as playing Runescape back in the 2007 days. So eventually I got mine from cutting unstrung oak bows, so finally I could buy my jar and suicide myself so I don't have to ever worry about dying ever again. But all that aside, here's how I got my stats. So most of the stuff was either from quests, dungeoneering, or daily activities. For melee and defense, I didn't even train it one bit. I mean, there's a lot of quests that give a lot of XP, yet have very small requirements, and are actually quite easy as well. And melee is kind of a hard combat skill to train early on, especially since you gotta move a lot, and not to mention that there's 2 skills, so it's like double the XP required. Well, defense isn't really helpful early on, especially how Ironman have limited gear choices, and most monsters don't hit hard early on anyway, so yeah. I did most of my early levels on mage and ranged by just killing trolls in just north of the Berthor Bank. It's actually really fast XP at the beginning, because all you need to do is just go on legacy combat and then one-shot them, and their spawns are really convenient. But when I hit level 30, I really got bored of them, and I went to Sick Erets. Now a lot of people don't know about this method, but they give a lot of XP. Pretty much just use a Nemai poison to poison the Erets, and then kill them. Upgrading weapons early on is actually a challenge as well. Yeah, it's sad that a lot of shops don't sell major range gear, so producing them was the only choice really. Artisan skills are really time consuming, especially since you gotta gather your own stuff. But pretty much for mage and range weapons, I just simply use tier 1 weapons. Until level 30 I use Swamp Lizard for range, but gathering the Guamtar ammo was really limited, so I had to queue up my abilities just to preserve them. Luckily at level 40 mage, there's Split Bark Wand, which you just need to chop a couple of trees in Mauritania. Now I first thought it was really easy to get, but no, it actually took me 20 minutes since the hollow trees sometimes don't drop a bark. It's actually AFK though, however. For prayer, I just pretty much buried my bones from massacring the trolls, which gave me my first few levels. Then I got the rest from god statues and Nemai forests and quests such as Holy Grail as well. I never really knew how OP the Nemai forest was, but really for Ironman people, don't ever miss out on this chance. Summoning, yeah, I didn't bother except doing the Wolf Whistled quests, since I'll need to stock up from raw chickens from the meat store in Kennephis. Now for Slayer, I fast-tracked it, since yeah, I already had decent combat stats to begin with. I think it's better to just have decent combat stats at first, before you dive in, because that way you can kill most monsters faster. And I also farmed a lot of Slayer VIP tickets from Cabbage Face Punch. Surprisingly, especially at the low levels, you don't see a lot of people doing this. But really, having that second choice of Slayer tasks really helps. So once I hit my 35 Slayer, I immediately did Smoking Kills. Honestly people, even regular accounts always get this quest done ASAP. Because yeah, double Slayer points and Slayer Helm unlocks is really going to make Slayer a lot easier and faster. And God bless Jigex for finally removing the level 90 combat requirement to start this quest. I was only level 60 combat, and yet I still managed to kill the giant Banshee boss, with just the full inventory of lobsters and the split bar set. So yeah, it's not even that hard at all. Rune crafting, yeah, just doing the same old rune span camping there. I didn't really need to train it past level 50 since I only wanted for Viswax. Although crafting extra air runes would be nice as well. I also could have done rune spears every day, but damn, they're not easy to find and there's no friend chat I even know of that checks them these days. But yeah, 25k XP in 5 minutes is quite OP if you think about it though. I know construction early on is fast by just building the chairs, but gathering the planks was really a drag. I can't imagine having to run around cutting all the regular trees, then actually sawmilling them. But then I found a way around this, just by looting a couple of plank spawns outside the Barbarian Assault. It's really close to a bank, but it's just tedious having to hop a bunch of worlds. I got tired after 300 or so planks. But yeah, when I get 33 construction, I can finally use the oak logs I stocked up on. I think I'll just get 31 construction just so I can do the penguins quest. Dungeoneering, yeah, I liked it while I hated it. So it's like the first time I did dungeoneering, like real dungeoneering, in almost a year. Like I'm so used to sinkholes every day for that huge 350k XP lamp. I couldn't tolerate it at first, and I know a lot of people who are new to dungeoneering just can't, so I pretty much understand you. But this skill also helped me train a couple of other skills. I actually did C2 fishing and cooking, and some woodcutting as well. Basically just go to a complexity 2 dungeon, and then gather everything. Now this used to be the most efficient way to get 99 fishing and woodcutting, but a lot of new methods outclassed it. I did read a couple of 1 to 99 updated guides, but none of them actually mention C2 fishing. And yeah, it's actually really fast doing this. Like I got almost all my cooking and fishing levels, but then I stopped at level 40 since I need to stock up on lobsters for food. Most of my woodcutting was just gathering logs for construction and fletching. And good thing I got Rune Hatchet early on. A lot of people don't know you could get it from thieving, so I just stole from the axe chest in the deep wilderness. Fire making, yeah, I didn't really bother much of it, since it's not really useful, and I can always come back to C2 woodcutting to burn my logs. Another skill that really got help from DG was crafting. A lot of low-level Ironman don't know about this, but it's actually really fast. Not amazing on regular accounts, but surprisingly easy fast crafting XP for Ironman. Basically you just craft the tier 1 leather bodies in the dungeon until you run out of rusty coins. Fletching was really important, especially for dungeoneering. See, the thing is, the weapon tiers really require a high level fletching, and obviously no one's going to help you. So yeah, I had to use my logs to train that. Really, there's no choice. Maybe some bosses drop them, but I don't really know much about dungeoneering, because yeah, I'm used to someone helping me make them back then. So for fletching, I just simply cut the unstrung bows, and then that's it. I didn't really bother with bowstrings, since they take a while to spin. Now some of you might be surprised how I got level 40 herb lore, but this is all from quests and XP lamps. I just did a couple of quests to get to level 25, and then I got lucky for a daily challenge. Next thing you know, boom, I'm level 28 herb lore. And luckily there's a zombie sprout event, where you can also get some free XP as well. And when I got level 30 herb lore, I immediately did the troll stronghold quests, which gave me all the way to level 40. And I think there's a few more quests that also give me a crapload XP lamps. So I'm going to plan to train herb lore all the way through 99 on off lamps. I mean, it's really difficult to train conventionally. For agility, I actually haven't even completed a single lap on any course. All of this was just from quests. I mean, I don't think I'll need agility aside from quest requirements, but I guess I'll train it eventually. Thieving, yeah, it's pretty easy peasy. I got 15 thieving from cake stalls. And yeah, this is amazing fast free food for low level Ironman. Then after that, I went to the Buyers and Sellers Thief Guild, and I picked the east side door locks. Thanks to another YouTuber named Mato, it's actually a really fast method when you hop worlds. Just sometimes annoying when others do it as well. Now for Hunter, I simply did the history quiz in the Varrock Museum, and then I hunted a few rabbits to level 13 so I could start Big Chinchampa. It's actually a really good daily activity for Ironman to do, and yeah, I got 50 hunters straight off Big Chin. Divination, of course, Gothixian caches, it's a no-brainer really. Like especially how much more convenient the spawn times are. And it's much easier to just do them, and just forget about regular div training. Even at level 1 div, I still managed to get 100 points, and I still didn't even have Surge available. Now for mining, I only did Shooting Star mostly. Surprisingly early on, it's actually better XP than mining iron ores, but I think it slows down once it comes to comparing with granite or something. But yeah, I'm gonna have to mine granite for summoning later on. Smithing, I didn't really care for the most part, but all I did was just the Knight's Sword quest, and then the rest of it was just making items required for certain quests. And farming, last but not least, I didn't really bother much of it, so I just did the Fairy Tale quest for Magic Secateurs. Cause yeah, it's really amazing for herb runs. I don't even know where to get other seeds fast. But anyways, this is what my adventure log looks like after a week. Yeah, so 32 hours played, which averages me 4.5 hours a day. Not bad, really. So overall, my first impressions on an Ironman, it's quite fun, and it's not really tedious as the main account, since you're doing all kinds of various things at once. I don't really mind the challenge of having to gather your things on your own, really. But when it comes to certain quests, like where you need a specific item that you can't get on your own because you don't have the requirements, the gathering requirement levels, yeah, it's such a killer. And it's also really stressful to have to plan everything accordingly. Unlike main accounts, you can do whatever you want because the GE is always in front of you. But I think my plans for next week are just to clear more quests for XP, and hopefully I'll get Miscellaneous started. So yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you next episode. If you have any Ironman tips, feel free to share them as well,